So I need the enemy to go down, and I will have to increase enemy Y. This is the downness of the enemy, and it should increase not by 1, which will mean a slow going down, but I need a fast enemy. He is going to be only one enemy, and in order for the game to be hard, our enemy will be really fast when he's going from up to the bottom of the playing field. If I start this game, it's not going to show anything. I think I showed you this. Only the player, but no enemy. And surprisingly, this will not be fixed even if I add a second fuel rect. This is only one of my problems, that I was only drawing the player, but even when I make a second fuel rect with big sizes for the enemy, for example 100, you can still not see any enemy. When we have such a problem and we don't know what's the reason for it, we can start debugging, and there are a lot of reasons why this line might not work. If I put a console log here, I will be able to understand if the draw is executed at all, and if this line is executed successfully. And in this console log I can print the values of enemy X and enemy Y, the variable that is increasing and could possibly be broken for some reason. So let's see what values will I see for enemy X and enemy Y. Well, enemy Y has a problem, it's not a number, and enemy X has also a problem, it's undefined. So both those variables are broken for some reason, and the problem is not with line 5. If you still don't see the problem, you can put 2 more console logs around a line 5, and you will understand that even before the first execution of line 5, even before the first update, the value of enemy Y is not a good number, it's undefined, just like enemy X always is. So I got a really casual problem, and you should not be so scared from such a problems as me. You should just see it really fast and fix it. And yeah, think of good values for those two variables. Where should the enemy start from? Well, a good position will be X 600, Y 0. Isn't 600 outside of the playing field? Well, no. X can be as big as 800. And where is Y 0? Well, it's on top of the playing field. So now we can see a really scary enemy, and you saw him reaching the bottom of the playing field, and you can see that it's continuing down. It's on really huge Ys now. We really need a code to resurrect this enemy on top of the playing field, and on random X. This is one of the small tasks for you, because we've done it already. I'm going to now show you hints for the harder task we got, and it's the collision check. I will draw a line on the x-axis, and on it I'm going to draw 2 segments in different colors. For example, this might be the player, and this might be the enemy, and as you can see, they have some axes on which they collide. I want you to think of what is needed to be true for the ends on which those segments lay in order for the segments to collide. For example, this blue segment starts from here, and this can be an actual number. If you want, you can use paint coordinates to see what exactly number it is. And if I place the mouse here, I can see that it's around 150, and here the end of this segment is at around 390. So should such a segment collide with a segment that starts at 350 and continues to 560? Well, only from those four numbers we should decide that there is a collision at the x-axis. The axes of those two segments collide, and the reason we decided sometimes that there is a collision in the previous lessons, for example in the Pong where we solved this task for the y-axis, was because it was true that the beginning of the enemy segment is more left, at least lefter, than the right end of the player segment. And actually this could not be enough. There is one more thing that we need to check. We also need that the left part of the player segment is to the left from the right part of the enemy segment. So I want you to write such two checks. Sadly, we don't know the x of the end of the segments, but we can easily find it with adding the size of the segments. So this is the evaluation that I want you to try in your ifs. I hope that pretty soon you will have not only the resurrection of the enemy, but also the check for collision between the player and the enemy. I will show it in the next video.